Guitar tips, guitar tips, just the tips, just for you. Guitar tips. Hello and welcome to Guitar Tips. My name is Adam Levy. This is my weekly video blog wherein I talk about the guitar and I offer some tips. Hence, Guitar Tips. I want to do something this week that I have discussed a little bit before, not in the Guitar Tips channel, but a few years ago I made a few short lesson videos on YouTube. I think I made a little playlist called 5-minute lessons or something like that. And I did a tip on mapping the fretboard, but I want to do it again here in Guitar Tips because it's, I think it's something that a lot of players could benefit from at a lot of different levels. So whatever level you're at, I hope that this will be a useful tool for you. So we have all these possibilities here. We've got 6 strings and, 20 frets or 21 or 2 or 4 depending on your guitar. And how do you get to know what all those notes are by name? There's different methods, certainly, but I'll show you the one that I learned when I was at music school. I had a teacher named Peter Butterfield, and he showed us this method, and I found it very useful. So it uses the circle of fourths. Stop right there. If you don't know what the circle of fourths is, you might want to look it up on Wikipedia or wherever you like to find your information. But I'll tell you, it's taking the 12 chromatic notes that we have, and there's 12 different note names, pitch names, and organizing them into a symmetrical pattern of fourths, meaning if you picture a clock and we put the note C where 12 o'clock is, at 1 o'clock there'll be F, and the distance from C to F is 5 half steps or 5 frets. That's a perfect fourth if you're going up. In other words, if you go from C down to F, that's a different interval. That's a fifth. But if you go C up to F, that's a fourth. And that's how we're going to be counting for this circle of fourths. So we're going to be going up a fourth. That's 5 frets on the guitar or 5 half steps. So C, F, and then at 2 o'clock there's going to be B flat, and at 3 o'clock there will be E flat. And you can see I'm staying on 1 string here. I'm using the 2nd string. We could have picked any string, but I'm on the 2nd string. Then A flat, D flat, or C sharp, F sharp, B, E, A, D, G. That's G should be at 11 o'clock, and then back home to 12 o'clock for C. So if you can find a printout, if you can find an image to print out from the internet, great. If not, just draw a circle, make 12 evenly spaced ticks around it like you're going to draw a clock, and just write those letters: C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat or F sharp, B, E, A, D, G, C. And there you go. So you're going to need that because that's how we're going to learn all of the notes on the neck. So we'll pick a string and we'll just go around the circle. C, F, B flat, and we'll say it out loud each time. So you're helping engage the whatever part of your brain that is. I don't know what it's called, but the part of your brain that moves your hand around and the part of your brain that names things, I think, are 2 different things. We want to engage them both. I would recommend that you do this with a metronome so that you have some even time going. It doesn't have to be very fast. I mean, that might be fast, but we can let 4 ticks go by. C, F, B flat, etc. you know, try not to look at the neck too much. If you need to glance for reference, that's fine, but don't do this exercise like this. Try as much as you can to keep your eyes forward. And you would do that for all 6 strings. And you could set the metronome faster or keep it at the same pace and do it as 4 ticks between, then 3 ticks, then 2, then 1, then you're going to C, F, B flat. And get to do it so where it's really fluid. On this guitar, I can't really go much above the 14th fret, but if you're playing an electric guitar, you could certainly explore the higher octaves as you do this exercise. I would encourage you to do that. And for many of you, that'll be plenty. And if you just spend a week doing that, you will know all the notes on your neck pretty quickly. Now, that could translate to memorizing chord shapes. Let's say you just learned this chord. It's an F. It's like sort of a miniature F bar chord. So we're just using these 4 notes and a little half bar, mini bar there. Now, the root is here, or the root is here. Those are both the roots. So you could, you know, visually think of following the root around on this string, going F, B flat, E flat, or following it on the D string, F, B flat, E flat. And as you do that, you just see those notes that you spent the last, you know, week or 10 days or whatever working on individual notes. Now you're going to use the knowledge, and it goes beyond knowledge. It just becomes instinct after a while. Where all those notes are, you can now root chords to those. So if you need an F chord, you use this shape and you visualize the F is here or is here. And it's easy if somebody says, oh, play C sharp. Great, no problem. You could do, these are just simple chords. You could certainly do more advanced chords. I had a student yesterday and we were working on some drop 2 voicings. So this is a kind of a C major 7 voicing. I'm playing G, C, E, B. So the root is on the D string. So I would just follow that around. C, F, B flat. And again, you could do this, or should do this in time. B flat, E flat, 2, 3, 4, A flat, 2, 3, 4, D flat, 2, 3, 4, G flat, or F sharp, right? So, side note, bonus tip, whatever you want to call it, I did this kind of thing in the guitar tips theme this week, where I made a double stop on this chord. This is E major 9. I'm getting 2 notes here, and I was doing it again just a moment ago when I was doing these major 7 drop 2 second inversion shapes. So that's something worth mentioning if you're not already able to do this with your fingers. Just visually, I want to make clear my ring finger's not doing anything. I'm just using 3 fingers to get 4 notes. So that's easy enough. That's easy enough. But how do we get 2 notes with 1 finger? It's not a bar. Okay, that's a bar, or half bar, or mini bar as I like to call it. I'm using a different technique called double stop. So instead of trying to hit both strings, I think of just really trying to touch the wood in between the strings, and my hand is moving slightly to this angle, not from square on, but just slightly in. And that little bit of turn and trying to touch the wood puts my finger in a place where I can get both of these strings, and it could be any 2 strings. And that's a pretty cool technique to have under your fingers, so to speak, because now it frees you to have, you know, more, it gives you 1 more finger free to do something else. So you could play a chord like this. This is G major 9 now. So pitches are D, G, B, F sharp, A, or if you will, 5 root 3 7 9. You could make it a minor 9 by flatting the F sharp and the B to B flat and F natural. Anyway, this is a little bit off tip topic, but I wanted to mention it because I'm using it and you might be wondering what's happening. So that's the guitar tip this week. Map. I guess I usually try and make it an actionable thing. So I said mapping the fretboard before, but I will say map the fretboard. So that's me saying to you, map the fretboard, and then you saying it to yourself. Make a post-it note, put it on your music stand or your side of your guitar, or write it with Sharpie on your hand, or wherever you're bound to see it during your practice time. Map the fretboard. Get to know every single note, and once you know all the individual notes, you can get to know chord shapes. It will just, if you already know how to do this, great. Either take a week off, no tipping, or go back and review another tip that could be valuable to you this week. But if you don't already know all the notes on your neck, that's your tip for the week. Map them out, get to know them, make a map in your mind, be able to visualize it even with your eyes closed, and never be lost again. Thanks so much. I hope that you will subscribe. There's a little red button down below that you can use to do just that. Tell a friend, share this on whatever social media that you use. I think I have something like 500 subscribers. I'd love to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. Seems pretty doable. So you can help me by sharing this stuff if it's valuable to you. Take good care. Stay tuned. And be good.